This is Yehudit Goldfarb in Tzfat. I want to share with you the movements for the 8th day of Tevet. And I'm doing in my count from the first day after Hanukkah until Purim, the 100-day count of Sarah Meditation Square. I'm now on day 5, which is the 96, is the number in the what I call the room of the house, the Keter house. Top row, horizontal row of the magic square, and we're now in the 5th column, the top room there. So that's a Zadi and a Vav. So the Zadi was lifting the left heel off and the left arm up, and then bending the right and lifting the right heel and the right knee. The right. That's for 90, add 6 to that. I'm using the reaching Vav for the 6, which is just lifting your heel on the side. You lift the hand, and it's like picking from the Tree of Life and bringing it all the way down. I'll show you from the side. You lower your heel and your hand at the same time. So we're going to do the combination of the Zadi and the Vav for 96 in the room on the top row, the 5th room on the top row of the magic square of Sarah. 505 is gamatria for Sarah, and Sarah is a special divine name besides reference to the archetype Sarah, but it has to do particularly with aspect of unconditional love, and I think joyousness is one of the words I've heard connected to it, and eventual divine unity, path to divine unity. So each of the rows adds up to 505 in gematria, and this is 96 of that. So we'll start with Keter and go down to Malkhut. So we have and then wait, just before I do that, okay. Tzah, that's for Keter, it's Kamatz. Tha, and then the Patach for Chokmah. Tzah, Va, Sereh for Bina. Tse, Ve, Hesed, Tsa, Ve, Gevura, Tse, Ve, Sefirot, So, Vo, Netza, C, V, Od, Tzu, Vu, Yesod, Tzu, Vu, Malkhut, being breathed. And taking that in, The energy can also, of this particular position on the magic square, can be acknowledged with nikudot combinations to honor the fact that each of the squares is a combination of the 10 Sefirot, a different combination. And this in the top row I'm doing as Keter and the Kamatz. And the 5th room in that top row would be Ruach. And so it's a Kamatz and a Gevurah. And I'm going to do 5 repetitions of that combination, 1 for each level of soul, 5 levels of soul coming down again, bringing the light down into this world, trying to be a clear channel for bringing that down, the Keter of the isness of just being in the moment totally, the experience as it's happening, and Gevurah, the ability to get strength and power from setting limits, knowing limits, having boundaries, appropriate boundaries. And that's the combination we're going to bring through 5 times. We're going to step shoulder width apart. The Kamatz goes with Keter, and the Shvana with Gevurah. We'll start with Keter. Ah. Eh. Ah. Eh. Ah. Eh. Ah. Final one. Ah. Just taking that in, letting myself be breathed. And I've been also acknowledging the days of Anavakoa between the 3rd of Tevet and Tu B'Shvat. So in that counting of 42 days, we're on the 6th day. We're in, again, there's a Sefirot equivalence for each line. It's a Hesed line, the first line of Anavakoa, and the 6th day is Yesod. Except I do it the opposite direction. I'm going to show you the energy first, and then we'll do the word. So the energy would be Yesod Sheba Hesed. Whole line is Hesed. Yesod is the Ruach. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ooh. Ah. And the word is Tzarura. It's interesting that it has a zadi in it, like the number 90 that we had in the magic square. So we start with a zadi. Then the Resh. First Resh. Then there's a Sharuch for the Vav, the U, which is in the Yesod. And then another Resh. And ending with a Hey. I'm going to do this 4 times, 1 for each row. Bring it down from Asilu to Bria now. Resh. Sure. Another Resh. And a hay. So bundles are binding. Sadi. Resh. Resh. And hay. And the last one, World of Asiya. Ruach. So Ruach. Okay. And then we've been doing a review of all the first letters of each of the words of the line, and when we do the 49 count that we do in the counting of the Omer, and we do Anabakoach there, we count these collection of only the first letters as the 7th level of Malkhut. Here we're just counting 42, so we're doing 6, but each time I'm doing that review to acknowledge that 42 letter name. So it's an Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Yud, Tav, and Zadi. And may we be blessed as we go through this to the magic square and Anabakoach, to be able to become aware of our energies and how we combine them in different situations. The Keter whole row is about being present, the isness of reality, being present in experience as it happens. Today, the 5th day, has something to do with the strength that comes from having appropriate boundaries and priorities, the strength to keep those, and spiritual discipline comes into this one. And the combinations of Anabakoach, Yeshod Sheva Esed, have to do with clear communications, clear relationships within a sphere of loving kindness and openness. Interesting balancing unification blesses the ability to be aware of how we're acting and why we're acting, and help us be most fully ourselves each day, each hour, each minute, and be a light unto others and to ourselves. May Hashem bless us.